To see endemic birds like Mount Victoria babbacks, Chin Hills wren babbler, Hume's tree creeper, stripe-breasted woodpecker, you need to travel to Far Pak at Phangpui National Park, Mizoram. Anyone traveling from outside Mizoram, the entry point would be Aizawl Airport at Lengpui. As you see in the map, even with continuous driving, it will take more than 12 hours to reach Far Pak, which is not possible to do in one day. Additionally, there are many patches of birding hotspots on the way which you should cover, which will also require some time. Hence, we took 2 breaks on the way, first night at Hmuifang and second night at Sangau. Our journey started from Government Tourist Resort Lengpui around noon. Please check the video link above for the birding experience in the resort. Kidi was our driver and an exceptional person to travel with. Our tour organizer, guide and expert was Orko Sarkar, who runs the Feather of Asia company. Let's first look at a high level the places and the time we did birding on our way to Sangau. Details will follow in this video. We reached the Hmuifang in late afternoon and had our first birding on the road. Next day, we started early and did little bit of birding around Hmuifang Tourist Resort and the road that goes through the place. Later in the morning, we did birding on the side road in Sailam and then in Sialsuk. There followed little bit of a driving, then some more birding on Serchhip and on a side road towards Lunglei. Again, did few hours of driving. In afternoon, we stopped at a few places in Darzo and did some more birding. We reached Sangau past sunset and no birding was possible that day. We did birding in Sangau the next morning, which is covered in the next episode of this series. Please find the checklist and lists of birds in the trip report, link given in the description. In the first part of the journey from Lengpui to Hmuifang, you will observe the city landscape slowly changing to picturesque rural area. You need to go through Aizawl city, which can be tricky if there is traffic jam. Stop at Tropic of Cancer marker. It is a common place to take pictures. We stopped just outside Hmuifang as we noticed good bird activity on the road. Common cuckoo was calling from time to time, so did great barbet. We heard calls of lesser shortwing but did not come out of the dense undergrowth. It was time for us to take the camera from the bag and start shooting. We saw a flavescent bulbul on the electric line, which then went down to the ground for feeding. We were looking for better shots as it was moving from tree to tree and finally gave one in the open. Then we spotted chestnut-bellied rock thrush, first a female and then the male. We also noticed a bird flying on the sky. After we found an opening through the jungle, we saw some martins, which we initially thought as Asian house martin, which was a lifer for me then. Later on, Orko clarified it is a subspecies of Nepal house martin, which looks very much like Asian house martin. I also photographed a bird which I was not clear of the ID. From structure, it seems like Asian palm swift, but can be house swift or Himalayan swiftlet, as the picture is too dark to see the color. We reached Hmuifang Tourist Resort just before the sunset, where we were greeted by a verditar flycatcher and an Eurasian tree sparrow. Hmuifang Tourist Resort is a great place to stay in a family vacation. There is a short walk to a sunset point where you can watch the beautiful blue mountains as the sun sets in the horizon. You can book it from www.mizoramtourism.com site and check my Lengpui Government Tourist Resort video for the process. Next morning, as organized by Birdwatchers Society, we were observing Dawn Chorus Day, where we were recording the bird calls as the sun was rising. Being on the eastern side of India, I was one of the first to report. The area had a lot of activity with grey-bellied tessia, golden babbler, silver-eared messia, lesser shortwing making calls, creating a beautiful ambience. I didn't take any picture as I was recording audio. We started our journey early in the morning. After a little drive, we stopped on the World Bank Road, which was full of bird calls and movement. Indian cuckoo, greater yellow nape, scarlet minivet, white-crested laughing thrush, blue whistling thrush. I added some more audio clippings for dawn chorus. I also took pictures of common Iora and Ashy Drongo. We continued our journey through rural Mizoram, enjoying the transition to the Blue Mountains. The road condition up to Sangau was good, with occasional bat patches. Then we took a pit stop at Sialsuk for breakfast, where you saw flavescent bulbul, whiskered euhina, Indian white-eye, verditer flycatcher, and heard calls of lesser shortwing. Before and after the breakfast, we made 2 short trips on the side road that goes towards Sailam. This is really good place for birding, and we spent close to 1.5 hours birding there. You must include it in your plan, as it is a birding hotspot on its own merit. We saw good activity of flavescent bulbul as it moved from one place to another. A long-tailed minivet stayed on a treetop for a while. Nepal fulveta played hide-and-seek game. A hyperactive fire-breasted flowerpecker calling and flipping directions of his head. A mixed flock of blue-winged minna, grey-hooded warbler and other small birds passed through the area. On ground, we found a commoner, oriental magpie robin. We saw eastern red-rump swallow flying above and could take a few decent pictures. A strided bulbul gives some open shots facing good light. There were calls of many other birds which you can find in the checklists. Our journey resumed again. It is a long road and a journey that can be taxing if you have lower back problem. So please stretch whenever you get down from car. Far Pak is one of the remotest areas of India and you will not find shops there. So buy your ration like biscuits, light snacks during your journey when you take a break in a town. Definitely carry your medicines. Orko took care of all other fooding and lodging arrangements and hence we didn't need to worry about them. Especially the water, which God knows how many crates we picked up in the van. While coming to Mizoram, I was curious about the local food options. If you are non-vegetarian, especially if you eat pork, then you will find yourself with many good options and meals can be like treats. I settled for chicken and got it in most of the places. If not, then egg fry or omelette was there. If you are pure vegetarian, then I suggest you carry some butter or ghee which will add some flavor to other choices you may have with dal and mashed or fried potato, some sabji or vegetables. Rice was more prevalent than roti and chapati, but I must say I didn't face any food-related issues during the trip. Please note, Mizoram is a dry state. The sale and consumption of alcohol both are prohibited. And we stopped at Serchhip after an hour or so. Here, we improved the quality of picture of eastern red-rump swallow. This area also had good activity of house swift, and after taking hundreds of bad pictures, I could get a few decent ones. It reminded me of my memory of photographing little swift from my balcony during COVID lockdown period. With nowhere to go, that south-facing balcony on 13th floor, overlooking Rajarhat Silicon Valley birding hotspot, was my only escape to the wild. Other than occasional visit of shikra and ignoring the commoners like crows, pigeons and sparrows, little swift and Asian palm swift were my only bird to see during those COVID lockdown days. I took few hundred pictures of them with 90% missing focus or in wrong angle, if not missing the bird altogether. I must say that experience helped me to get much better in taking flight shots of the bird. As I moved from sky to tree to take pictures of a bronze dongo, a crested serpent eagle showed up and did a few typical circles above our head. As we were driving towards Lunglei, the shape of Blue Mountain was getting more and more prominent. When we started our journey to Hnahthial, Orko called a restaurant there and informed we would do lunch there so that they could keep the food ready. This was key. In hilly and remote areas like this, they prepare food often after the visitors comes there and it can easily take more than an hour to prepare the food. That's why you should travel with those who have local contacts and can make things happen through calls. Orko told in Lunglei there was a place where eastern red-rumped swallow could be seen on ground or perched close by, and we could take good pictures of it. While we didn't find any eastern red-rumped swallow on ground nor perched, but area was full of this bird. They were flying very close to us and was in good light. Over the years, I watched several YouTube videos on how to photograph fast-moving birds and fight. Let me share a few tips that helped me personally. First, using shutter 3200 or even better 4000 if the light is good. Switch off the lens and camera stabilization. Learn the pattern in which they are flying and try to anticipate which direction they may take a sudden turn. Then, focus on a bird that is not too close but coming towards you. If the camera retains focus on the bird, you keep firing at it. You will get some good close-up pictures. With DSLR, it may not be a good idea as it would increase shutter count, but with mirrorless, that issue is not there. Important is you delete the bad photos like missed focus etc. that night itself, as you take up a lot of space in the memory card. As I took a break from sky, I noticed everyone else was focused on other direction towards the roadside hill. I rushed to them to see they were taking pictures of pale-billed parrotbill, which was earlier called lesser rufous-headed parrotbill. I was late as it moved up and behind the branches. Initial few pictures didn't get focus. Then I could calm my nerves and could get few record shots. This was the first recorded sighting of this bird in that area and came as a surprise. One lesson I learned once more: stay close to your guide or expert so that you do not miss any moment after he spots a bird. After an hour's drive, we reached Hnahthial, which is a small town where we saw a lot of house swifts and Nepal house martins. The sky was cloudy and light was very bad. Hence all the pictures came poor. I suspect some of the IDs because of this low quality. While we could see the layers of mountains till the horizon, even as early in your journey as Hmuifang, but the true blue mountain effects comes very pronouncing starting Darzo. I have been to so many mountain ranges and these layers of hills are not uncommon, but the blue mountains in Mizoram has its own beauty. I'm lucky to pick this hobby of birding, which is compelling me to go to remote parts of India and seeing so many beautiful places that I've never heard before. We stopped on a corner where we could get 270-degree view of the mountain and the river gorge. I encourage all to come to this part of India and cherish the beauty of Mother Nature, even if you do not do birding or wildlife. However, it is not just about landscape, as Darzo is also an excellent place for birding, where we spent total over an hour and a half in 3 different spots. Birding started with a clear and open portrait shot of rufescent prinia. I saw this bird in Rongtong, West Bengal, where we spent an hour just to get a good picture of this bird, and that also from 100 feet away. Here, it came up at the eye level and stayed there for several seconds. Then came a slaty-backed flycatcher male, calling from open perch. I saw it first time in Rabindra Sarovar in Kolkata. A bare tree in front was first visited by a pair of golden-fronted leafbirds and then a Himalayan black bulbul. Couple of plain flower pickers came calling and moving fast from one tree to another, pretending they were so busy with their work. But the focused worker was a speckled picolet who worked real hard to pull out the worms and insects from the branches and then pausing for a while to devour it. There were many warblers like dusky, blitzleaf, grey-hooded, etc. But it was tough to photograph these fast-moving small birds through branches. We ended the birding for the day with the same bird we started the journey yesterday, Phlebescent bulbul. After Darzo, the light faded, but the journey was still something to cherish. We had to cross a bridge which could take only one car at a time. saw a dangerous hanging bridge next to it and got scared to even think how could someone go through that. It reminded me of a bridge Jim Corbett described in his all-time classic book, The Man-Eating Leopard of Rudraprayag.
Which river is this? Lengpui means big river.
Travel to a region should not just be limited to seeing the target birds there. We should try to understand the landscape, the flora and fauna, the rivers, hills of that area. That way, you will know the place truly and appreciate the culture. As you travel through the hills, you will notice patches of forests burnt, which is done as part of jhum cultivation, also known as slash and burn cultivation. It is a traditional farming method locals do by clearing a forest or hill slope by burning it and then cultivating that fertile ground. If you keep observing these minute things, you won't even notice how the time passed away and you reached your destination. We reached Sangau after 7 p.m. The journey may seem long, but it was really fruitful. You would enjoy like I did. Hope this video will give you an idea on what to expect and will help you to better prepare for your trip. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I'm creating a playlist on Mizoram to focus on other hotspots and birds. Thanks for watching.